The Thunder are so good. This is the best team in the NBA right now. And I get it, record-wise, they're not. Cleveland are 30-4. What pace are Cleveland on for? Let me just get the pace out there. Either way, I know they're at 30-5. What pace are the Thunder on for? So, 30. So what's their win percentage? It is 0.85. Which is kind of mad. Like, one second, by 82. They are on 70 win pace. The Thunder are on 70 win pace. And what the hell are the Cavs on? What are they? The 30-4? Dear Lord. They are on 70. I just messed up that one pretty badly. I messed up and I said the same thing again. So what is it? It is 30 divided by 34 by 82. They're on 72.5 game pace. Like, imagine if we see them break into 73 game. Like, they're actually on pace to almost do it. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are on a 15-game win streak. Not only that, their second best player is out injured. And they were down against Boston. Like, if you want to look quarter by quarter, they were down by 10 at halftime. They were down in the third. And then, do you want to know how the Boston Celtics scored 27 points in the second half? They held the Celtics to 27 second half points. And this, by the way, is a team that, according to Carlos Arroyo, they don't really care. They don't really try. This is one of the best defensive teams we have ever seen in basketball. And this is including modern analytical offenses, modern analytics offenses, modern spacing, modern players who have more ability. Like, no one will argue the eighth man on teams now are better than eighth men at any other stage. If you want to say the stars are worse, whatever, these talent, there are dudes playing in 5 minutes a game that would have started in the 90s. But if you want to argue the stars, whatever, at the same time, the Thunder are just so good on the defensive end. With 3 minutes left in the game, the Boston Celtics had scored 23 points in the second half. They genuinely have such a good team. And by the way, you could argue their best perimeter defender was not even there today. You can argue Caruso was not even playing. It's a team that their bench, they played Kenrich Williams. Their center is Hartenstein. Their backup center is Jalen Williams, who's a 6'5" wing. Then they have the other Jalen Williams, who's a 6'8" center. He's coming in and giving you 6 boards in 8 minutes. He's a hustle player. They sometimes go 5 guards. This team is so good. And Shai, the most consistent superstar in the NBA right now. I think he is odds on, like, he is literally odds on to win MVP. It's Jokic's to lose, obviously, because, look, as much as Jokic, the Denver Nuggets haven't been brilliant. The Denver Nuggets are the 4th seed. They did get 1 win against San Antonio. By the way, Wembanyama, I'm just putting it out there. Victor Wembanyama is a top. I don't know if he's better than Jason Tatum. I mean, if you're judging based on today, where Jason Tatum has, in fairness, he had 26 points, almost all of them from the free throw line. But man, it is MVPs is still, not Russell Westbrook. In fairness, Russell Westbrook, I like the way Russell Westbrook's been playing. But it's Nikola Jokic just to lose. As great as Shai's been, like, Shai is averaging 30-ish points a game? Oh no, he's averaging 31.2. Jokic 31, 13, and 10. Nearly a 31-point triple-double with his team as the 4th seed. But I really do. I've had Shai as my prediction for the MVP, so I'm not going to hope he doesn't win it, because if Shai goes and wins his first MVP, that's incredible. Like, you've got now Shai, Case, and Wallace coming in. Like, he's not anything special, but he's such a good defender. He is such a good defender. And to be fair, 13 points today is not bad. I really like J-Dub. Like, I get it, he only had 10 points. I like what he does on both ends of the floor. Lou Dort is allowed to maul people on the court. So as long as refs keep allowing that, Lou Dort's going to be an important player. And Isaiah Hartenstein might be some of the smartest spending of money. Because by the time they need to start spending J-Dub, or paying J-Dub and paying Chet, I think Hartenstein's money is going to be, or Hartenstein will be almost gone. But for short-term deals, like Hartenstein, Caruso were perfect deals. And then, like, obviously they got rid of Giddey, but they have an absolutely elite playmaking backup point guard ready to come in next year in Nikola Topic. And they also probably have a top 10 pick in this year's draft via the Sixers. Like, I've never seen a team be set up as well, and it all came from the Paul George trade. Everything they've done has came from the Paul George trade. Heck, it became Serge Ibaka. Like, the maddest thing is they traded Serge Ibaka, by the way. And what did they trade for Serge Ibaka? I think, did they trade for Serge Ibaka on draft day? I'm not entirely sure. But they literally traded Serge Ibaka, and what they got out of the Serge Ibaka trade was, I think they got Case and Wallace out of it. Or maybe Case and Wallace was their own pick. But they definitely got J-Dub. They definitely got Shai. They had a bunch of more picks, which they turned into more picks. I know one of them was Şengün, which, if there's one bad thing they did, was not take Şengün in the 2021 draft. They could have taken him, but they traded that pick. That's probably the one bad thing they've done. Or trading for Gordon Hayward, maybe. But this is a team that is young. They have more experience than people give them credit for. They were good. They were okay in the playoffs. Dallas was better. And I don't see a team in the Western Conference beating them. And they just went and beat a fully manned Boston Celtics team with ridiculous defense. They work unbelievably hard. They don't shoot that many threes in comparison to a team like the Boston Celtics. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, Shai attempted only 6 3-point shots. You might be saying, oh, like, that's a crazy amount. Like, they only attempted 38, which for 2024 is not a lot of threes. And they're a guard-heavy team. Like, this is the best OKC Thunder team ever, including the one with Kevin Durant, Russ, and James Harden. Because I think this current team is comparable. Then when you give them Caruso back, like, I'm sorry. First of all, James Harden was not James Harden with that Oklahoma City Thunder team. He had not become James Harden yet. But, like, what? Let's look at the matchups. Russ versus Shai. Shai was better. Thabo Cephalosha versus whoever they want to play at the 2. Whoever they want to play at the 2 is better. Small forward, KD better than Lou Dort by a country mile. Yes. Power forward, Serge Ibaka or J-Dub. Give me J-Dub, but it's a lot closer than people think. Center, Chet Holmgren / Isaiah Hartenstein versus Kendrick Perkins. Then off the bench, Derek Fisher versus Kasem Wallace. I'll go even on that one. Then you've got Nick Collison getting burned off the bench for that team. In fairness, Harden as a 6th man was better than anything they have off the bench. But give me this modern team. Give me this modern day team. And over what the Thunder had that year. And yes, obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, and if Harden becomes what Harden becomes, that team could have been better. They could have. But right now, this is for me, I'm not going to say they're the championship favorites. I still think Boston are the favorites. But we've lived in an era where no one's gone back-to-back since the Golden State Warriors. Like, going back-to-back is hard. And we're seeing it with Boston. Boston have been struggling a bit. Are they 5-5 in their last 10 or something like that? Like, Boston are now, what, 5 games behind? Yeah, they're 5-5 in their last 10. They're 5 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers at the top of the Eastern Conference. And still think Boston comes out of the East. But I rate New York. What Karl Anthony Towns has managed to do to that team, and Mikal Bridges remembered how to play basketball again. I really rate the New York Knicks. The Magic aren't going to be in there because Mo Wagner's out for the season. Franz is hurt. Paolo's hurt. Fair play to them for sticking with it, but this is not their year. Milwaukee, no. Miami, no. None of the other teams in the Eastern Conference have even the slightest chance. But for me in the West, it's hard to bet against the OKC Thunder. They're 7.5 games better in the regular season. People being like, oh, they were a regular season team last year. And it's like, well, one, they were like, what, 1 win off? They were 1 game away from being the 3rd seed, I think, last year. It was so tight up at the top. Whereas this year, they're going to be nearly a 70-win team. And I mean, when I made the prediction last year, I predicted that the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to win 55 games last season. When everyone called me crazy, I predicted Shai MVP for the 2023-2024 season. Everyone called me crazy when I predicted that. And you guys, I will show you guys right now. It was my bold prediction. It was my bold prediction last year. I had Shai winning MVP, the Bucks with Dame having the best record, not smart. Quickly win 6th man of the year. MIP Jovic. I've bet on Jovic too many times. I'm never betting on Jovic again as a Heat fan. I thought rookie of the year was going to be Chet over Wemby. That was dumb. Depoy Drew, I don't think he got a couple of votes, so I don't think that was that dumb. But my prediction was Thunder 55 wins plus conference finals. They were close. They were this close to making it. But that was my prediction. And in fairness, I also predicted Celtics winning ring number 18, and I'm very confident that if the Knicks weren't crippled, they beat the Pacers. So, yeah, anyway, that is pretty much it, lads. The Thunder are scary, and they might be the best team in the entire NBA right now. Because I'm not fully sold on the Cavs. But anyway, I'll see you guys.